I'm Matt Hartsky with Backbone Unlimited, and in today's video, we're talking about what it really takes to hunt alone. No buddies, no backup, just you, the mountain, and your will. Solo backcountry hunting is the ultimate test of grit. I really feel it strips away comfort. It's going to expose your weaknesses, and if you lean into it, it builds the kind of mental toughness that nothing else can. So if you're ready to go deeper, mentally, physically, and geographically, let's break down the exact strategies that'll help you survive, thrive, and come home with more than just meat. When you hunt alone, there's no safety net. You are the entire operation. The spotter, the shooter, the navigator, the medic, camp cook, the meat hauler, the decision maker. You're not just the hunter, you are the team. This is where most people fail. Not from lack of fitness or know-how all the time, but because when things go sideways, folks weren't ready for the silence, the responsibility, the solitude. Before your boots ever hit the dirt, you need to make a decision. Quitting is not an option. That switch has to be flipped before you even leave the truck. When it gets hard, when it gets real, that decision is what's going to keep you in the game. I've been in the dark, alone, many miles from the truck, deep, limited opportunities, soaked to the bone in a cold September rain. I'll tell you from personal experience, that's when the doubt creeps in. That's when you hear the voice that says, you could just go home, pick an easier hunt, come back on a better day. You've got to ignore it and keep hunting. Let's talk physical prep. This isn't just about strength, it's about durability. You're not training for a 5K. You're training for steep climbs, heavy packs, long descents, side hilling, 0 recovery days. You need to train your body to suffer well. My go-to training staples are weighted pack hikes. Start with maybe 25 pounds or so, work your way up to around 75. There's no need to go with excessive weight. Hike stairs like at the stadium or elevation out in the hills at least weekly. Work on unilateral strength. That's one side of the body being able to move independently of the other side in movements like lunges, Bulgarian split squats, step ups. Build stability and real-world functional strength. Work on loaded carries, sandbags, buckets, farmer carries. Build that strength and grit because they're mentally tough. Work on interval conditioning. Mix in short and long sprints on a step mill or uphill repeats. High output under fatigue. Solo hunting means no one is there to help lift, carry, or help you with recovery. You are the engine, and it's your responsibility to take care of all of it. So train like it. Let's talk scouting. When I'm going in solo, I spend double the time e-scouting. Right or wrong, I just want to be overly prepared. That means offline map downloads from OnX. That means pre-marked pins, camp spots, glassing knobs, water resources, north-facing timber. You've got to have it all mapped out ahead of time. Know the exit routes, multiple pack in and pack out options. I always avoid dead-end drainages or spots where it looks like it's just going to be too tough. Work on wind mapping. I check prevailing wind patterns with the Windy app and thermal information from TerrainX, the OnX computer feature where you can check slope. I'm not guessing when I drop into new country. I know exactly where I'm headed because alone, if you make the wrong move, nobody's there to help get you out of it. You're on your own. So know the land before you go. Let's talk safety. There's nothing tough about dying dumb. If you're hunting solo without a safety plan, you're not being hardcore, you're being careless. So here are a few of my non-negotiables. Make sure you tell someone your exact plan. Drop pins, routes, return windows. Make sure that somebody knows where you're going to be and when you expect to be there. Carry a satellite communicator. I personally use a Garmin InReach Mini 2 and text daily. check in, make sure that somebody knows that I'm meeting those preset locations and check-in times. Make sure you have a basic medical kit. I'll dive into my exact kit in a future episode. But obvious items to include are clotting gauze, super glue, tapes, like duct tape, Gorilla Tape. I keep some electrical tape in there, and there's just many more options that we'll dive into later, but you've got to have at least those major basics taken care of. Try to train for emergencies. Take a Stop the Bleed course. Watch survival content. Understand it, practice it where you can. Don't expect to take sutures into the backcountry without having practiced that, without being an expert at it, and think that you're going to be able to suture up a wound. Let's talk mental fail-safes. Know when to pull out. Have bailout points, right? Preset in your mind where okay, if it gets this bad, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna call for help. I'm gonna let people know that I'm on my way out. Every one of these steps could be the difference between rescue and tragedy. Let's talk about solo camping. The first night solo camping always hits hard. It hits different. You get your shelter up, you eat your freeze-dried meal, then the quiet sets in. It's primal. Your mind starts running. What was that sound? Is my tent secure? Am I in a good spot? Should I have brought a second flashlight? This is where people crack. But over time, you lean into it. You learn to trust the process. You realize the silence, and it's not dangerous. It's just revealing. It's revealing things about you and your stress and worry and experience. But it also opens you up to this opportunity, right, to conquer different fears and insecurities. So here's a few tips about solo camping. Make sure you try to have a camp routine, doing the same things in the same order every day. That simplicity is proven to calm the brain. Bring comfort. Maybe that's a soft hoodie, a drink mix, a small book, a journal, something you enjoy doing and you can get your mind into. Mindset matters. Remember why you're out there. Let solitude sharpen you, not worry you. You didn't come out here to be coddled. You came out here to become something more and do things that most people won't or can't. Let's talk about solo hunting tactics. Hunting alone means you must change how you move, how you stalk, and how you call a lot of times versus with a partner. Tactics I rely on are still hunting very, very slowly. A few steps, glass, look, listen, breathe, repeat. Take your time. There's no rush. You're out here to enjoy this experience, and that will only help you create more opportunities. Make sure you're glassing long. Solo means you don't have a second pair of eyes, so take your time, glass well. Sound discipline. Every zipper, piece of Velcro, every step, every call that you make, all of it matters. Speaking of calling, when you're solo calling, if you're talking to elk, they're coming directly to your sound, so you always have to be ready to shoot. You don't have somebody back calling for you where they're going to be coming by you on the way to the call, right? They're coming to you. So either you're set up or you're calling and making sound, and if that elk, let's say he's out in front of you and you make a sound, you move a little bit closer to him because they're notorious for hanging up, 40, 60, 70 yards out there where there may be, trees and stuff in your shooting lane and you can't get a great shot, and they'll hang up there and try to see if they can see what they heard. And if they can't, they'll just leave. Not necessarily spookily, but they're going to head on out there if they don't see a cow if you're making cow sounds, or a bull if you're making bull sounds. So a lot of times what I'll do when I'm solo hunting is I'll make a call, and then as absolutely quiet as possible, I'll try to move 20 to 30 yards forward towards the last time that I heard that bull, really looking and watching and listening for movement, trying not to rush it too fast, but also trying to get out there to a point where I don't make a sound for a while and give that bull an opportunity to come in. And if then he tries to come into that 70-yard window and I've moved 30 yards, now instead of him being stuck out there at 70 and I can't get a shot, maybe now I'm at 40 with some windows and some opportunity to take him. So always be prepared when you're the solo caller. Elk are often going to circle downwind, and you've got to set up accordingly. Remember that wind is king. There's no second chances. You have to understand your wind and thermals. I have a full video on wind and thermals that I'll link to here and in the description. So make sure you understand those. You make every decision when you're solo hunting. You own every mistake. But when you tag out solo, I'm telling you, there is no better feeling. It is just awesome to conquer everything that's involved and to do it on your own terms. Let's talk pack out. The moment that elk hits the ground, or deer, or whatever animal that you're hunting solo in the backcountry, that's when the real test begins. Can you get it out in time? Can you manage the heat? Can your body handle the strain? Here's my pack out system for you. Quarter and clean fast. Use the gutless method. Keep meat off the ground and avoid contamination. Use quality meat bags, synthetic and breathable. Hang them in the shade ASAP, as soon as possible. Shade is paramount. Make sure that you've marked your route well where you leave that meat. You're using flagging, and better yet, you're using GPS tracking for your return trips. Pace yourself. It's better to take 4 clean loads out than try to go with 2 injury-prone, overpacked loads. Make sure that you're hydrating, you're fueling, and you're resting between your trips so you're ready to go. You didn't come this far to blow it on ego at this point, trying to push too hard without taking care of those necessities. Earn the exit. Hunting solo, it's not a trend. It's a calling. It's hard. It's humbling. But it's honest. And if you're drawn to the silence, the struggle, the unfiltered truth of chasing smart, tough, backcountry animals alone in the wild, then you already have what it takes. Out there, there's no shortcuts. There's only you and the mountain. There's only effort. There's only the fire in your gut to plan better and push it further out there. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're looking to join a team of other serious hunters who live for this, check out Team Backbone at backboneunlimited.com. Hunt hard, enjoy the solo hunt, never settle.